Good morning, traders. I hope the day finds you well. Let's turn off this desktop audio so we don't run into any issues. Okay, good. How are you guys enjoying this day so far? Fire up the treadmill. I had planned to come on about 5 to 10 minutes before, but instead of doing that, I was like, the market's moving. Let's take some trades before getting OBS fixed. Remember, I had the issue the other day where OBS reset the screen source for NASDAQ. So I had to fix that before I came on today. And I did it right before I got on. So make trades, stay in part of the trade. I didn't enter way up here. Well, I did some. Um, it's a good position. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep the short on the 4 MES short up here. You can see I'm showing ES data. That's what this symbol says. Trading MES. Okay? So that's what that is. There's my stop, my trail stop, way up yonder. Okay? So that's what's happening. You're like, but on Twitter you called a potential reversal. Yeah, sure. I did. But trend is down, we're in range. I have good position at the top of the range. And I am willing to risk some downside here. Or put on risk for downside. Alfred, guten Abend. Good evening. Anyway, let me get this treadmill up to speed here. I actually had to stop the treadmill to start adjusting to. So the Nasdaq should be good too here. Anyway, let's look at something real quick here on the Nas. All right, let's flatten that for a loss. Bummer. All right, there we go. Why did I flatten for loss? Because I got in with brackets off. Kind of stupid, but I did it. Anyway, there's the NASDAQ. Now we'll go back to the E-mini position here. Go back and forth. Good morning, Raymond. So anyway, I took quite a few trades in this little zone here. I love first bounce opportunities. So on my E-mini account, I took the long. I got out of the long in this bar here. It almost looks like I'm getting out, huh? Not really. I'm just getting out with the other larger. What I saw were larger players absorbing. So, I got to be part of that too. I don't want to. I don't want to miss out and have this market turn and burn. Right below the zero prints too. So, and you saw this action. If you saw this action in real time, you saw a whole lot of stops. Right. A lot of liquidity, resting liquidity, just sitting here, get torn through. So, they're absorbing ahead of all of that right now. So who knows? Here, let's see if we can turn on the... Yeah, see? You see how this worked for me? On the micros, where I saw my opportunity. So I did get in some here. So this is like FIFO. So the remaining contracts that I added are from up here on the micros. So you can see almost 300 points on the micros just trading this range. I got in pretty hot and heavy. I made it worth my time. So, up a little bit of money on the micros. So, whatever. Anyway, we'll turn that off so it's not messy. So here we go. Come on, this is more of the same today, guys. More of the same. Downward sloping, 10 SMA. It's timing. We're smack into it. Now we go. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe, baby. We'll see. Am I repeating the same things every day? A little bit, but you're getting some experience in somebody who trades consistently almost the same way every day using the same little indicators like simple moving averages. That is valuable. So if you like what you're hearing, throw me a bone and, hit the like button. Share it. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on. It helps. It's like paying me a cup of coffee. Winds me up. And then I keep talking. You know what also winds me up? Espresso. I just had an espresso, so I'm good. I could talk for a little while. And hopefully be coherent. We'll see. So anyway, I don't know, market just ranging out here above T plus 2, that big yellow line, this fatty yellow line is T plus 2. That T plus 2 only holds 22,000 contracts. It is in the bottom 10% of volume. It is not going to be very significant. On the day that T plus 2 formed, which is 2 days ago, that was the lowest SPY contract, that was the lowest SPY volume, SPY shares, of the year so far. Lowest. So it's not like this T plus 2 is going to matter a whole lot, right? It's less volume. How do I know it's the lowest of the year? Because, and I'm going to plug this dude, Paul Asmar, or Asmar, I don't know how you say his last name. I think it's Paul Asmar. I've been subscribed to that guy for a long time on YouTube. He trades SPY, and he typically trades calls, and he's an OG with Market Profile, and I enjoy the heck out of his videos. So I have like 1,500 subscribers. If you're interested in Market Profile and how to use it for somebody who has not only experience with Market Profile, but has feel for the market, right? He's been in the markets for decades and decades. And the dude has feel. He has experience. And he has a good, he puts together confluence, and he gets the scenarios. He describes it in a way that you can learn from. Anyway, I highly recommend you go subscribe to his channel. I don't know him. I'm not affiliated with him. I just talk about people who seem to be on it. And Paul seems to be on it. So, anyway, let's, there is no reason for me to have this stop up here now. None at all. Because what happens, if we move up, we take out stops here, you might get the failure and then the reversal. But if we start breaking this structure here, making a higher high, it's just going to rip anyway for a little bit. So absolutely no reason for me to lose any money on this trade. None whatsoever. If we rip up, I can always get back into the trade on a rejection around the same point and have the same downside potential as what we're doing here. So not a big deal. I mean, just why would you put your stop up here when you can get back into the exact same trade? Just doesn't make any sense to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, to the chats we go as we stop here. Hey, Mike. Bonjour, Jack. What's up, G Trader Lord of Skies? Let's go. Where are we going? To the moon. Why did you take that trade before market coming back to 10? Ask Jack. I mentioned it. I saw in real time traders absorbing there, right here, and I mentioned the zero prints up here. Click the bell. Yes, thank you, Mike. Mart and Friend says, nice video, by the way, on the absorption explanation. Little video like this, or you live cut it a nice idea. Thanks, Mart. What's his channel again? I don't know. If you search Paul Asmar, Paul. Here, I'll just type it in the chat. Sorry. Paul Asmar. And I think it's Camelback Trading. Camelback something, some number. He has a story about why it's a Camelback and a number, and I can't remember what the reason for the number was. I probably heard that story. Wait, what happened here? Two. What the heck is going on? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen. Sorry. I'm looking at my NASDAQ trade here going, why am I still short micros? I'm still short NASDAQs. You know, when you're doing too much, you're typing and you're glancing up at your screen and you realize people can only see one screen. Dumb. Oh, that's okay. I'll do it. Oh, can I laugh at myself? Anyway. Yeah, no problem, Mr. Lappin. He is so great. I just love that guy. He's so OG, man. Oh, thanks, Jack. I'm high on kind of. I don't know. I had another rough, kids, another rough night. Sleep last night, so the coffee is only good for a little bit. I've had a good morning trading. So far, I have a 100% win rate on trades, and that is rare for me, guys. It's rare. It is. So when you have a day like that, and you feel like your mind has opened up a little bit to the market, you keep playing, and then at the same time, you try to be aware as you can of maybe your tendency to be overconfident. So that's where I'm at, right? Having a good day, had some coffee, and I feel fearless in the market, but I'm not going to put on too much risk. So I'm over here with you guys going, let's just keep playing. Let's just read the market and let it tell me what I think it's going to do and accept when I'm wrong. So I may have my first loser here on the NASDAQ. I'm short MNQs from, let me switch screens, right here. And I have stops right above. So I'm in the stop zone. It's fine. I should probably add on this position right where my stops are. But that's okay. We can always re-add. So okay, having my first loss. This closed P&L of negative $5 is a result of me clicking on a chart and not having a stop in and immediately flattening for the spread on MNQ, whatever it was. So it's 2.38 points lost. It's amazing the slippage you get on the NASDAQ. The micros even sometimes. It's like at the CME, at the market segment gateway, they see me coming and they're like, pull everything and let's get you a fill as far as we can away. It's just crazy. It's just crazy the slippage you get when you hit flatten sometimes. And it turns it into a stop limit order. There's no such thing as market orders on the CME, guys. You should know that. Do you guys know that? No such thing as a market order on the CME. So if you're an order flow guru, quit using the term market orders with futures. What? Let's discuss that. Maybe. Anyway, back to the E-mini. It's more interesting. Plus, my positive P&L is on the E-mini. Let's see. Yeah, specialist on the Nicey. That's his link above. I don't see his link. Let's see. Let's see. You know what? I think it's hiding you from showing your link, Mike. I think YouTube does that. Unless you're like an approved user or something. Let me see. Can I make you an approved user? I'm right clicking on your name. That way you can post links or something. No, I can't. Hey, Pierrick. Hello. Sideways. Sideways. We're just hanging out here. Can't sit on our hands because we're walking on a treadmill. Yeah, Mike. It's. I've never watched Fat Cat's Orderflow series on his YouTube. I have watched. Someone shared his YouTube with me, and I believe I'm subscribed. Um, but you know, there's so many YouTubers, content creators out there. Um, so anyway, someone shared it with me, and they said this guy's really entertaining. And so I watched his video about what was it? His setup and like his desk and the hotkeys he uses. And then he showed pictures of like Mike Fiore or whatever his name is, SMB. And I just found it highly entertaining. I like the way he talks, his energy. Um, but I just don't. I mean, it's not meant to be an insult to anybody that I don't have time to watch somebody's YouTube. It's not me approving or disproving of anything. I don't know. There are people that I know that talk about what he says, but you know, I would never try to represent what he's saying. Now, some of the people that talk about some of the things he says, they will I will disagree with the person, but I don't know if that person is misrepresenting him. So, you know, whatever. It's all good. I'm pretty fair. But if I'm more curious, G Trader, Lord of Skies, maybe I will watch some of his stuff if a bunch of you recommend it and say, "This is awesome." And I'll go, "Okay, it will be one of the videos I watch on my phone while I watch, I don't know, Tobots for the 100th time with my 4-year-old." I'll put my Bose Bluetooth headphones on, and my kid, although he knows the difference between my Bose headphones and then the headphones that we use for the TV, he thinks sometimes that I'm watching TV with him, even though I have the Bose that are connected to my phone. So he thinks I'm there with him. And all he cares, Dad is sitting there snuggling me, watching Tobots with me. So anyway, maybe I'll watch some of his videos. If they're good. If you guys say they're good. Wait, we're talking about Fat Cat, aren't we? Oh, Miltos Orderflow series. What the heck? Did you change the text? Or I just misread it? I just misread it. I've never heard of Miltos. Sorry. Alfred. Oh gosh. Why am I talking about Fat Cat? For some reason, G Trader, I channeled Fat Cat just now. Must have Fat Cat on the mind. Uh, anyway. Alfred. That's so Alfred. I have a potty mouth too when I get rolling. I do. And I kind of prefer to talk to somebody with trading that has a lot of swear words like that as well. But I have gotten complaints for my cursing, so I'm trying to make it more family friendly. It appears to a wider group of people. Um, I don't know. Maybe the swearing would appeal to. Did I say appear? Maybe the swearing would appeal to another group of people, but just generally speaking, my mother-in-law comes over sometimes. If I'm cursing in the office, she'll be offended. Plus, my 4.5-year-old Ben the other day was in his room, and he was trying to build some Legos, right? And it broke, and he had put a lot of time in to try and make a Tobot, and I heard him yell, "F it! F it!" and stormed out. Now, I am not that way when it comes to things that I'm trying really hard to accomplish. But he does get frustrated. But where did he learn the language? He learned it from me, for sure. So the effort in walking away is not reflective of me, but certainly he didn't learn effort from his mom. He learned it from me. Oh gosh. Oh, look at us coming right back into range. This stinking NASDAQ. This pinchy NASDAQ. Come on. Can we go already? Yeah, boy. All right. You know what? I took 2 off on the NASDAQ on that pullback, and now we're ripping the other direction. Of course! Pierre says I also get my cursing from you. Sorry, buddy. That damn TYP leading me astray again. Oh, NASDAQ here already tightened up the stop here. It's now going with the market. Here you go. It activated. Stop. Activated. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Look below and fail, or do we just keep rolling? Rolling, rolling, rolling. I'm in the stop zone, but that's okay. If we come back up right now, so here's a scenario. If we come back up here, like that, and then curl down, get short again. If I remember, unless you guys are all distracting me with questions or talking about something, I don't mind stopping out. Nobody ever went to the poorhouse by taking profits above 1R, which is what this is. Way above 1R. All good. Bing! Here it goes. Come on. Come on, Dirk. Market buy it. Get me out of this position. This is a trail stop order right here. That's what that is. TTS, like Tango Tango Sierra. It says plus 94. That's the amount of points in profit these 2 contracts, MNQs are. And the TTS stands for trailing stop. Anyway, back to the comments. Let's see. Thank you, Simsum. And good day, Simsum. Thanks, Oliver. I hope you're Mr. Mulder. Reminds me of Scully from an old show. Half of you may not know about. Anyway, hope you're having a great day too. No, I'm having a good day. It's good. We're up 25 MNQ points now. Soon to be more. Can we let it run? Oh, run, baby, run. Oh, run. All right. I'm going to stop out at 100. Where is it? Um, there we go. We're out. I wanted to see if we got that impulse, but because we have this volume node here, I think I got a good exit. We'll see. And I think we're going to go back and test up here. So I think I got a good exit just now. By tightening up the stop, and as the market impulsed down, the stop tightening up faster than I could ever do it. We'll see. Professional trader making unprofessional moves, potentially, right? In hindsight only. Meaning, if it keeps going down, you'll all say, what an idiot. If it does what I think it's going to do and pops to the upside right now, you'll think, wow, why did you do that? Huh, what a great explanation. And then if it does the opposite, you're like, dummy, not letting your winner run. Well, when they cover like this, right at new lows, a lot of times you just get a range. And you're like, what are you talking about? We're breaking down, you dummy. Let's see. Let's see. I would like us to get this volume. Oh, wait. Yeah, you guys see it. I would like us to get about this volume node in here and extend down. Keep extending. That's what I would like to see. And then for this candle to come back up. But right now we didn't get much extension. They just covered a whole lot here. So we'll see. I know G-Trader Lord of Skies is like, moon time on my account. Because you're short, aren't you, G-Trader? On point 7 says, is this sim or live trading? On point 7. Here's another question for you. Why does it matter to you? No defensiveness from me, by the way, at all. Eric is right, but I'm wondering why you ask that. You know what is important right now is how I'm analyzing the market and talking about the market. Short, short. He's a runner. So on point, get involved with the discussion. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I gave you the reasons for it. I'm pretty transparent about it. And even in the all these videos go into what do you call it? Folders. What does YouTube call them? YouTube calls them not folders. They call them playlists. And I categorize the playlists according to what they are. And I try to put it in the description. If I forgot yesterday, it's probably because I got off in a rush near the close yesterday. And put the hammer down on 4160. All that whole area. That was an interesting scenario there. Let me see. Hold on. I gotta look at something. Stops on the E-mini are going to be below 4108 or so. We're there. 4109. We're going to get stops here. 4108 is bigger structure. Here we go. Um, long 2 micro. Oh, you guys don't see the micros. Long 2 micros. Anyway, whatever. And I may use the micros. I want to get in before the stop run. Willing to lose on these micros. It's a positional play. I am showing NASDAQ Dom. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you though, it's okay. I'm probably going to get a little long NAS here as well. So there you go. Whatever. I'm mainly watching the ES, I should say, trading micros. Come on, stops right below us here. Let me look on my 30-minute chart here, which is what I'm looking at. An RTH 30-minute. We're looking at, as a matter of fact, we are looking at yesterday's pullback low. Yeah, that's 4108. It's going to hold stops. And the liquidity's just sitting there on the E-mini, waiting for it. They are just waiting for it. So they may push it down a little bit further, kind of shake all the weak players out, and then they will buy aggressively. But there's resting liquidity there. Maybe shorts want to cover there into the stops of the longs as well. Just positing different hypotheses based on what typically happens below these swing lows. So if you open up a 30-minute chart and you look at yesterday's swing low before the rally, that's where we're coming into right now. And we're at about a 618 of this last move. So hence why I'm scaling on the micros. Oh, you don't see them, but they're there. Look. That's where it is. Anyway. Are we at 0.8 Rs yet? 0.8 Rs right above. Bing! You see how you get the 0.8 Rs all day on the Nazi poo? More points. Plus 1500 on the micros, plus 260. So plus 1800 on micros. Yeah, let's go. All right. The micros are coming off. Micro just came off. All right. Booyah. Flat on the micros. Got our little scalp in. Didn't quite get our stops. All right. Now scalping micros. Got them. Just 2 times a point. Wait, you guys can't see that. Ah! All right, I can't keep up between screens. See, I used to keep both screens up, and then you just have a footprint. But I switched this up. Quick vote. You know what? Let's just do a poll. I'll do a poll, guys. Here it is. Would you prefer NQ and ES footprints up at same time, or the way I have the screen set up now? And it's got yes or no. So the yes is NQ and ES footprint only. I love many screens and TPO. There you go. Ask your community. There you go. How about that? All right, poll at the top should be popping up here. Yeah, on point. It's just the thought process that matters. Damn, this market hesitating so much here. Guess what? Guess what? Give it another go. Let's see if we go up and test settlement up there at 41.20. Got some liquidity resting on the E-mini book. But market hesitating also here. Below, right below single prints, above us on ES. It's right here. So these are the single prints. All right, we just filled them. All right, a little more. Willing to lose. Still in a downtrend. Hence, yes, short pullbacks. All right, let's get out of this. Let's go back to the NQ. See where it's at. NQ likes to go take stops out. But, yeah, I like it. Let's see. A little higher, right into 620. Oops. Look at these longs trying to get out. Come on, get me, Phil. Just one. Just one. At least get me one. Oy vey. Really? Jackholes. Serious jackholes. Man. Really? Like, chase it. Nope, not gonna chase it. You know, that would have been plus 12 there if I could get it really fast. Oy vey. And probably plus 20 down in here really quick. Ay, ay, ay. All right. What's the poll looking like up here? I love mini screens and TPOs winning. Okay, cool. There's a poll at the top of the chat. I think it's there. If you guys are watching, please like the video, subscribe. But really, I appreciate the likes. It does help a little with the YouTube algo. Andre says, SPY, options positive, gamma buying. First time today. Potential for an upside reversal before end of day. Thank you, Andre. Andre whispering sweet nothings to the market makers here against my position. Appreciate that, Andre. No, I'm just kidding, my friend. It's all right. You got to lose some. Here we go. Yeah, this liquidity is going to get body slammed. So is my stop. All right, right at T. Right at settlemente. It's about an area to get shorto again. Oh. Ay. I'm chasing. I'm chasing. I am chasing. Hey, Andre. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, as usual. Anything you need, Andre. Anything. Just email me. I will be sure to write it up. And I'll even put it in bullet points for you, my friend. Answer 1 through 3, 1A through 1D, 2A through 2D, 3A through 3D, whatever you need. Anytime, my friend. Anytime. I appreciate you. This is BBWC here. We're right into it. We're stopping into BBWC. If you have bad entry, don't move your stops up. Could I move my stops up and get much bigger here at BBWC? Yes, I could. I will re-enter. Those are my rules. My rules are, you get up to BBWC here. This is base. There's a breakout. It's got consolidation. So B, base breakout, WC with consolidation. The stops are right into where people are trapped from, oh, I'm on the NASDAQ. Here, let me change it. Sorry. My stops are right into this. So this is the base breakout. This is the breakout. And this had consolidation. So BBWC. BBWC. You short it because there's trapped longs here. My stops are right here. And I'm saying, I'll take my lumps. I will take my stops. And re-enter if I need to. Poor entry here? Fine. I'm willing to just be wrong and take my lumps. You're like, and what I was talking about earlier, maybe I should move it's not a big position. Maybe you should move your stops up here. And then add heavy here, right? Is that okay? No, I have rules. My rules are, you put your original stop in, unless it's a tiny position, I try not to create bad habits around this zone. Anyway, need to focus here for a sec. Yeah, Art Lacey. The best BBWCs reject before the pinnacle of the symmetrical triangle. So there's that. I might still get out of this trade with lots of profit, right? Here's the pinnacle. Right there. I'm into the stop zone. But the best BBWCs where longs are trapped, they reverse here. They don't even get there because longs are hurting at this point. And then we just whoosh, continue trend. So, yeah, this is early. It's below the lows. The better entry, 110% would have been right where my stops are. Right there. Even into this volume node, right? So overlapping right there. Where the volume node, that's the best. All this is, well, this is good too. Right there. That's all good. But maybe where it gets darkest. So this would be optimal entry, best entry. But the best positions are positions that work. Oh, look at the way they're selling it here. Interesting. Little volume, little large player here. So we're going to get out too. Oh, they hit him. Yep, they hit him. You know, when that large player just filled there, you know, the 100 and whatever lots, they immediately bought up higher. That's interesting. Little aggression from that player. All right, we'll try again. Now we're getting our entry up. Now I can move this stop up, so I've locked in some profit, and then we're going to go for the full Monty BBWC up here. Full Monty. Right here. Yeah, I do have this on the screen. Okay, cool. Right here is where we're going to go for our entry. And we'll keep this stop here. That's fine. So adjusting on the fly. If we make a little rally, come back up and do this. Top of balance from here would be about here, and then we would just scale in, looking for a return back to LVN down here. And then our stops are going to all be here in this zone. Entry all through here, maybe our average somewhere in here. Stop here. 1R would be here. 2 R's would be there. 1.5 R's would be about our target. Look, guys, you guys are getting ahead of time signals. You're like, yeah, but is it worth anything? Watch my past live streams. Then you'll know. They're not recorded and edited in any way. None of my live streams are edited after the fact, which is why they go into the live category in Google. I can't edit that. If I delete them and re-upload them, then it's an uploaded video. It's not a live. But I don't edit anything. John Madden drawing. Rip John Madden. John Madden is no longer with us. When did that happen? When did Madden pass away? God, I remember it like, well, I think it's fairly recently. Within the last few years, maybe? I don't know. If it's 10 years ago, that tells you something about my mental decay. Because I think it just happened. Guy was epic, man. I loved hearing that guy's voice at Super Bowls. I mean, come on, Madden, NFL. I mean, that's just awesome game. When you just say Madden, everyone knows you're talking about a certain video game, right? G-Trader says, this looks bullish, my friend. You know, G-Trader, you should, I guess, instead of just saying, I feel, I think, it looks, maybe it is, at the very beginning, say, it looks bullish because, and then rationale. And then everyone will interact more with what you're saying. Right? If I say, looks bullish, feels kind of heavy here. Why? Why does it feel heavy? Right? People want some analysis with rationale. Like, Mike, here you go. Being an a-hole again. Well, no, I'm not. I'm just... Think of me like your professor in college who's like, give me the reason. Why? This is education. This is not about our feelings. Maybe it is about our feelings, but, it's also about education. Anyway, it's about rationalizing everything. Second time up here, watching volume. Oh, NQ and ES footprint only is now winning. 37 votes, guys. 51-49. We're going to keep this poll open to the end of the stream. Stepan Yerbanek says, it is bullish because I am going to pump the market with my one contract long. Stepan, didn't you mention something about your 2 micros? Or you made fun of somebody the other day in the chat about their 2 micros? I know, man. I remember you. Let's see. Anton says, NQ breaking through? It's BBWC. NQ always goes a little further. Always. Let's see. Where is my toss here? Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I mean, the thing is if this market. So I'm looking at sort of Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Tesla, and Nvidia. If they stage a reversal off these lows, this market's going to go a lot higher, right? So this is just a short-term little trade. I'm not calling the whole day. Someone, oh gosh, yeah, I won't talk about who it was, but there, people often want a call for like the morning for the whole day, and they're like, you know, how can I, how can I spot the direction for the whole day? I'm like, the more you try and hold a position for the whole day, the less probability of success that you have. Time is risk. So if you can play within 10-minute windows and catch big moves, play within 10-minute windows and repeat your edge, if it's repeatable, over and over and over. If your best window of trading is 30-minute, then focus on 30 minutes. But my point is, the higher, the longer, the greater the length of time that passes, more risk and variables are introduced into the market. And it becomes much more difficult, at least for me. And I know there are people who would argue, look, on a 30-minute, I trade price action, candle structure. I trade big structure on the 30-minute, reversals. And so I have to hold those positions for hours. If you have edge doing that, and that's your best time frame, great. But it doesn't change the fact that as part of the equation, time is risk. It is. Time is risk. Right? And we can illustrate that very simply by just saying, predict the next 10 years. You're like, easy. It's going to be higher. Really? I mean, that's the trend. 100-year bull market, right? But I think a lot of you would agree that trying to predict time frames that go on longer and longer with more precision is more and more difficult. So your precision goes down. And that's where all these furus that are like, here, I'll give you 25 levels today. One of them's going to be right, and they're predicting the whole day. I'm like, you can give me a zone to zone. That's great. Whatever. But don't give me 25 levels. The precision doesn't even match the time frame, right? So if you want to play with 4-hour bars, well, then your ATR needs, for your precision, your prediction needs to about match the ATR for 4-hour bars, plus or minus 2 ATR, something like that, right? So you're going to give me a price prediction. It needs to match the time frame. But also what ends up happening is these guys then brag about, oh, price to the tick. And then they ignore all of the other ones. Let's say you give somebody 15 price levels. They ignore the other 14 wrong levels. Then they're like, it was almost to the tick. Like there's some kind of god or prophet. Well, a lot of people are superstitious or religious. They believe in that kind of thing. My favorite furu gets it to the tick quite often. Well, guess why? Because he's hedging. And you don't notice. Maybe you're not smart enough to notice that he or she always has plausible deniability built into their hypothesis. If this, then that. 8 different scenarios. 15 different. Congratulations. You are now minted, Furu. Anyway, end round. Yeah, Stepan, the settlement volumes are so stupidly low right now, and NQ doesn't have much. So I was mentioning earlier in the stream that SPY did the lowest number of contracts 2 days ago that it did this whole year. So this market is extraordinarily indecisive, which is why we're getting, essentially 80-point swings. Equity markets are trading like Bitcoin. Bart Simpson patterns. Accumulation distribution. Someone's going to be right. Someone's going to be very wrong. But that's where we're at with equity markets. Bart Simpson patterns. You're like, what? What is he talking about? Bart Simpson. Oh, so these are the Bart Simpson patterns that I'm talking about. Here. What should we do it in? Yellow? Yeah, yellow, because Bart. Okay. Markets. Oh, moon. Oh, bull flag. Bull flag. Consolidation. Holding top 25% of highs. Stops hit. No liquidity. Stops hit. Ah, anti. Reversal. Oh, shoot. I got it wrong. Stops hit. Oh, new trend. Lower highs, lower lows. Stops hit. Sideways. Stops hit. Oh, higher highs. Let's go long. Stops hit. You see the Bart head? Here. You see Bart? Red eyes, because you're all mad. You don't have a smile. Sorry. You do not have a smile. You definitely have an O face, like someone's bending you over, or you have a very angry face. You want to sew your mouth shut, or you have a sad face. Anyway, Bart Simpson. Sorry. I can get very lewd. I'm trying so hard not to. Anyway. Stepan, in hindsight, yes you can. It's all hindsight. I traded Bitcoin when it was Barting in 2018. I hated it. I hated life. Didn't matter that I was a great crypto trader. I hated life like everybody else. You know why? Because I wasn't the market maker. I wasn't the one providing liquidity. All these Learjet MFers that attend all the crypto conferences. See, I pay attention, guys. For those of you out there that attended them, I remember. I know what their names were. These billionaire crypto market makers. I remember the stories, fellow cryptoers. If you're listening, I remember. I don't forget. Mike never forgets. I know what they did. Anyway, doing the same thing with equity markets here. Accumulation or distribution? That is the question. Is market going to tank, or is this market going to fly? Or is it going to go sideways for another year and you're all going to despair and say, get me out of here? Let me go back to working at my day job. These markets are stupid. And I don't have enough equity to sit here and trade through this slop. It's not going anywhere. It's going sideways. All you bull market kiddies, you've never traded a sideways market, you're going to be like, what the heck do I do now? No impulses. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. Every time I leverage up, I get slammed. Well, you're going to go back to your job. You're going to work at it for a while. And then when the market gets hot again and starts trending, you're going to get sucked back in. Same thing with crypto or anything else, right? 2017, 2018 lulls, everyone said, Bitcoin is dead. My brother-in-law calls me, hey Mike, can I come over to your place? Can you help me sell all my crypto? I said, brother-in-law, we'll leave out his name. I said, brother-in-law, This thing is likely to have at least a few good pops left in it. Are you sure you want to sell when the market's dead? Right? You're on the very back end, likely, of market is dead, no hope, whatever. You've been crushed, right? There's the psychology of a bull market, right? You get the smart money buying the base. Markets start to trend up. Smart money gets interested, right? New trend. All right, wave 3 of the Elliott wave count comes in. It's an impulse up. It's a nice long trend. Starts to capture the attention of broader investors. Pullback. It's over. It's ended. Rallies, new highs. Wave 5, right? Parabolic phase of a bull market. Starts to go straight up. Hey, maybe we should draw on the screen to illustrate this. In yellow, because Bart. Okay. Anyway, accumulation phase. Market trending. Wave 1. Boom. Pullback. Everyone's like, it's over. It's a thing. Wave 3 forming. Pullback. Market's dead. It was a short-term bull market. Wave 5. Wave 5. Elliott wave 5. This is 3. This is blue is 1. Okay? All the retail pleblitos get involved on wave 5. They're like, new paradigm! It's going up forever. Right? I was involved with Bitcoin here in wave 1 is where I was buying. I bought my Bitcoin at $250. Just explaining this story to somebody the other day. $250. I bought a bunch of Bitcoin there. Guess what? I sold at 1200. All of it almost. Nobody knows the future. When it crashed, I stayed out. When it crashed to like 700, things were volatile. I stayed out. I did not buy back all in. For the money that I made, 250 to 1250, it was a significant amount of money. For the money I made, I just day traded and swing traded Bitcoin. Lost some, won a lot more because it was the start of a bull market, a raging bull market. Anyway, that wave 5 up here, right? The parabolic phase of a market. Here, we'll go like this. Look, it's a parabola, isn't it, right? That wave 5 gets everybody thinking, new paradigm, I'm going to be rich. Most retail pleblitos buy in wave 5 when it's obvious. It's a third impulse, isn't it? And it's the same thing. It's why I talk about rule of 3. It's why I talk about markets the way I do, and talking about trap traders, and talking about psychology intraday. When you see clear moves like this, and you guys are all like, trend day up! I'm buying this tiny pullback, and I'm like telling my trading buddies, nah, you probably want to wait for here. And they're like, what? No, it's a trend day, you idiot. No, did you see the waves though? They're like, what are you talking about? You Elliott wave geek. That ish doesn't work. Oh, a lot of Elliott wave is bunk. Because they overcomplicate some of it. And there's so many variables and rules that you can hear 10 different EW theorists and have 10 different scenarios. But I keep it simple on this stuff. Because, why? Because it works, okay? Number 1, it works. But after a 5, the pullback is often... Here, let's go do this. The pullback is often 50%. Now, if you guys like what you're hearing here, please like the channel. Throw me a bone, will you? I'll keep talking then. Am I holding you hostage for likes? Maybe. All right, talking like Biden. Does that mean I'm insane? Maybe a little bit. I'm insane for trading. I love trading. I'm gaga for trading. Okay, so then you get your 50% pullback. So anyway, back to psychology of a bull market. All the Pueblitos love buying parabolic wave vibes, and the psychology is it's going to go up forever. And if it does pull back, the first pullback that bounces significantly because it's the first pullback and everyone sees value. And it makes a lower high at about where it breaks the 50%. Everyone's like, return to norm. Return to norm. We're going to go up forever. And then you get the lower high. And all the stops are down here. And despair sets in down below the here. And people are, they hold. They hold. They hold. And then the markets bounce and they start making structure. They maybe go get stops just above this, and then it rolls over. And then it makes some descending triangle, so lower highs against a base. And once that short, big whale is finished covering his short, he's no longer supporting the market. Boom! It tanks. Okay? Anyway, brother-in-law with crypto, when the market did this and went super flat. Can we? Oh, see, if I draw over here, it's going to go into this screen. See how that works? Because that's how these screens are aligned. Anyway, he sold right here, and I said, you know what? I've seen this before, dude. We're holding about this level here. With crypto's like, 70% drop, but that's normal. Overly parabolic, right? So the corrections are bigger. I was like, I would hold, and I'd even buy. And you crypto people that have been talking to me for a long time, because I traded crypto for a long time, very heavy. You knew that I told every single person I knew that was trading crypto full time. Just ranting now because this position is boring. You knew that when we were in this, market was whatever, between 3 and 5K. I told you when it goes up and it hits 11 or 12K and it pulls back and holds 7 to 9K, buy, because you're likely in a new trend. It's just basic stuff, guys. Basic. New uptrend. And I told you all, buy, 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 buy. Some of you listened and made millions. I know you did. And thank you very much for your commissions on Binance, your referral commissions. You made me a lot of money. Thank you. Because they signed up under me on Binance. And if you guys know, if you have people who are big traders trading underneath you, the commissions come out to tens of thousands of dollars on Binance. It used to be you get 20%. I don't know what it's like now because I'm in the US, so I don't trade Binance. But I used to trade Binance and Bitfinex and Bittrex and Poloniex and Gemini and Kraken and Bitstamp and BitMEX. The list goes on. I used to trade them all through a single API that connected to all of them. I could just select which account. Boom, go trade over here. Buy here, sell here, right? Things were cool back in the day. Sorry, I'm looking at this price action here right now. I'm like a dog with the bone. This volume node is my bone short term right now. We have a little volume. We have a little bit more volume here. Looks to me like we're going to make a lower low. We'll see. Don't all go jump in positions. very wrong here. Let's see. There you go. Oh, lots of green bubble on my SPY chart. Yeah, I mean, maybe it looks that way, Andre. Hmm. Can we get 40 more bucks? Probably like 37.50 with slippage. Yep. Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about with crypto. Anyway, I told the brother-in-law, like, dude, don't sell now. But he's like, no, I've had it. He was despairing. No price movement, no activity. Market is dead. Right? Insert meme, right, of the little boy with the twig tickling the markets. Come on, do something, right? And you all walk away. This is how it. This is what people like me who've been trading a while, who are familiar with how markets work, rely upon. We're relying upon all you people who don't have enough capital to sustain your accounts, to get out of your positions at the worst possible level. Meanwhile, you're saying, come on, do something. All right, I'm bored. Go back to your full-time jobs. Not all of you. I'm not condescending towards all of you. Some of you are full-time traders. And I hope the part-time traders or the people who are doing this on the side learn from what I'm trying to explain to you. That trading is going to challenge you in ways when the markets die a little bit, they consolidate. It's going to challenge the worst part of your nature, which is no activity. You know what? I'm stepping away. I'm capitulating my positions because these markets are dead. And you miss out on the next trend in the 100-year bull market. So anyway, my point, I guess, with all of this is markets, equity markets may go sideways for a little bit. But like I told someone yesterday, the longer they go sideways, the happier I will become when I start to decide on taking a long-term position. I will not sell that position for, doubling my money if the base is 2 or 3 years. I will hold that position for the next 5 or 10 years. Only selling in parabolic upthrusts. That's it. So this is the difference between someone who's been doing a little bit of time and understands markets and someone who never sells. Moon, baby, moon. Nope. I take profit when I see parabolas. I take profit when I get to my zone of greater than 1R. And I don't miss the moves. I just take profits. It's the difference that so many of you guys have this idea about trading. I'm going to hold for moon, and I'm going to make it all this year. Right? I'm going to buy Luna for 0.000000001. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is. I don't watch crypto anymore. But I was having a conversation a few days ago with somebody. I'm going to buy Luna for this amount of money because I want to make, if this thing goes 10,000x from here, I want to be a millionaire. So I'm going to put 5 or 10,000. I'm going to put some of my savings into Luna. And you have a gambler's mentality with trading. Rather than trading a little bit more of a higher probability setup with less reward, you want to gamble. You want to shoot for the absolute moon every single time. And you know what? You are exactly like the person who goes to your local casino and takes your life's savings or your life savings and keeps betting big. And you know what? The casino is very happy. So if you got into trading because you thought, man, this is some kind of wonderful get rich quick scheme, it is for those in the know. But let me tell you something. Unless you're an influencer and you have no conscience, your mind has been seared as if with the hot iron and you no longer care for people, you aren't in the know. You're not moving the markets. You're just ishing on everybody else. And you're going to live with a dirty conscience the rest of your life. Or not, but it'll probably come back to roost. Maybe karma, right? Maybe whichever god you worship. I guess it would be money. It'll probably come back as karma and haunt you. You won't be happy because you didn't get it the right way. You're like, but what value do traders offer? Well, that's another conversation, isn't it? I'm certainly not solving world hunger, that's for sure. But anyway, that's another that's that's another conversation. Oh man, Andre, LBR, Linda B. Rashke is, I mean, she's a legend, and she knows what she's doing for sure. I don't know. Maybe I need to shoot her an email. Anyway, getting into deeper waters. I know, Brian. Usanamo, you love the rants. I like to rant a little bit, but I do realize that I sound like a preacher on a pulpit or something. I have a religious background, so you know, at 19, 20 years old, no, 21. I'm wrong on those dates. At 21 years old, I was living on my own, had an apartment, just a few jobs, and I was so into my religion, I'd spend all my money on buying pamphlets that I could hand out to people on my own dime. And I'd go around. I only had a bike. I worked pretty close to where I lived, so I'd either run or I'd bike to work every single day. And I spent all my money buying pamphlets and preaching going door to door, whatever. People that I felt led to talk to on the street, whatever it was. I was passionate, man. And then I'd go to the local bookstore. I read a lot of books, and I didn't have a ton of money, so I'd go to the local bookstore, number one, to read all the books that I couldn't afford. So that would have been 20 years ago. I'm 42. Internet was less prevalent then, so I didn't have a PC at home. Right? Didn't have smartphones, so I went to the library. Look at me missing the move now. Went to the library, and I used to sit there, and as I'd pick up religious books, there were a lot of professors, local professors, that were professors of philosophy that would hang out there. And I got to know so many of them because we also had chess club there. And I loved chess. So I'd play chess. And many of them played chess as well. But then, you end up playing chess, you watch other people playing chess, they see the books you're reading, they're like, hey, I'm the professor of whatever, philosophy at, in this case, Fresno State. Then we get into these conversations, and then a pastor would overhear, and he'd jump to my defense. And you end up getting like a lot of education through talking to people who know a lot more about the world than you do at 21 years old. And I just debate the crap out of everybody. So when I rant, I do recognize I sound like I'm preaching it. I gotta, and not everybody likes that style. They're like, it's a little preachy. So whatever. I try to come back down to earth once in a while and just tell myself, you know what? You could be wrong about everything you said. Pay attention to what people are saying in the chat. They may correct you, and that's okay. So if I'm wrong, spit fire, brothers and sisters. Anyway. Oh man. A1 says, hi, could you share your stop loss settings by any chance? Sure, buddy. Stop loss settings are essentially, you know what? I did it in a video already, my friend. It's a little challenging for me not to reveal my account number here. So I can't do it. I said, sure. I can't show you step by step, but there is a video from within the last week from the live streams, and I put in the video live analysis in the description, live analysis and order types and something like that, discussion or something. And I showed people in that video exactly all of the screens that are included in the trade window to get my order types. So there you go. Wait, yeah, A1. So that's for A1. Whew, it's getting hot in this office. I need to drink something, so I'm going to pull the mic away a little bit here. Yeah, problem, A1. Anybody else here shop at Costco? Have you, if you do, have you seen the dried mangoes that they have? Have you tried them? They're stupidly addicting. What's up, Forex Mo Neta? Jeez. Look at this market with the reversal. So here's a question for you guys. All right, these markets that have these, right? Okay. New lows, snapback, reversal, back through structure, snapback. Now this is volume node. Do you want to automatically go long because it's a fail breakdown? How many people are noticing this pattern now? In other words, how many retail traders or how many of us all notice the same thing? We want to go long right about here. Oh, Usanamu, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that appreciation very much. Yeah. The Costco ones are incredible. The Trader Joe's ones, Raymond, are like really dry, but the Costco ones have just enough moisture in them. Oh, they're so ridiculously addicting. Anyway. I love many screens in TPO for the poll at the top has 60 votes. And I love many screens in TPO is winning. 52% to 48. So 60 votes, 30, so 29 of you say NQNES footprint up on the screens. 31 of you say, I want my TPO and bubbles and heat map. So anyway, how many of you guys go long up there at the single prints? When I see single prints, I mean these teal things here, right? Come back up into them. How many of you go long here? Because you're like, right, we got this level back. Go long. You guys even know what I'm asking you? My new power, I do. I don't know that it's the precisely wrong time. I'm just curious. Someone, oh, and even I, over a few years ago now, said, Mike, you win at an incredibly high rate in the market and you're quite predictive. If you start sharing all of this with people, aren't you afraid your edge is going to go away? And now my answer is the same today as it was then. I'll always adapt and see what's happening. Right? I don't just trade a pattern forever. If the pattern starts to behave differently than what I expect it to, then I know people are trading it. So I just adjust. So in that way, I'm never afraid of sharing, ever. Because I'm quick at saying, all right, I changed my mind. Something else is happening. So I'm just wondering, how many of you guys trade that pattern that I just pointed out? Failed new lows, rip back up, suck in new longs into the single prints. You all go long here with the expectation the move is over to the downside. The only reason I'm asking about it is because I know it's commonly taught now. Oh, it's commonly taught amongst, I would say middle to upper echelon futures groups. Not like I have my pulse on everything, but I have it on enough to where I have a pretty good feel for how a lot of other trades. That's kind of a sentiment thing, right? How do I think other traders trade certain patterns? It's a different kind of sentiment, right? But I think about it. I do. You see, I'm having a good day. Right? Not all days. I don't always get into the game theory around little moves like this. But some days the markets just sing to me. Today's one of those days. It feels fairly easy to talk about. New lows? Now, here's the question. Is there impetus here on new lows? Is this hesitation? There's no real volume here. A little volume built out in real time right here. So y'all getting sucked in short. Then we go back up here to the 10 SMA. I'm asking, I'm not predicting. Don't think I'm fooling it up here. I'm not. I'm asking what you guys think to get you guys involved and providing opinions. Because there's only one person that pays me in this room. Andre. Like, well, but we pay you through YouTube. You know how much the YouTube maybe makes? $100 a month. Do you think $100 is worth my time to explain all this to you guys? No, it's not. It's not. And it's never going to grow to 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70,000 because I'm not structuring my channel that way. Right? I leave that for the other kids. The other so-called professionals that know what they're doing. So it doesn't really pay me anything, guys. So I want to hear from you. I'm not motivated enough to constantly explain everything I'm seeing in the markets. That's the truth. Andre says, you are costing me 100% of my gains. Blame me, Andre. Sorry, my friend. If that's the truth, I'm sorry. Alfred, I appreciate you stopping by, my friend. And I appreciate your emails very much, by the way. You always have interesting things to tell me. I enjoy them greatly. I typically respond to you on my phone, by the way. Three times, Andre? For some reason, Andre, I thought you might be one of those two times a day guys. All right, Alfred, have a good one. Thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate your inputs here. Still missing a wave 5. Daily bars are very on the down move. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of H pattern-ish, isn't it? Yeah, it's tough. Andre, so the two meals a day or less, you really need to be eating a fair amount of fat and then like cutting out all the gluten, right? Because you get the gliadin protein in there acting like a neurotransmitter in your brain saying, I need it. I need it. And so it gives you that high after you eat it. We all know this with bread. Like, can't get enough. Believe me. Give me the garlic bread. I'll eat all your garlic bread with fresh mozzarella. Oh my gosh. Marinara, some sort of fresh pasta sauce. Oh, dip it in there. I'll eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 8,000 calories a day. High insulin. Doesn't matter. I'll die happy. And I guess that's what it comes down to, right? Are you happy eating that way? Are you happy cutting out those carbs that your brain repeatedly tells you are necessary for happiness, essentially? I don't know. How's that risk reward, guys? Keto salts help. You know, Kilo Man 191. Should you have to have a whole bunch of extra salt in your diet just because your diet is so lacking any glucose? That's the question. Is that natural, Kilo Man? So this is where it gets interesting. I think with like say carnivore or something. Some people suggest meats and then fruit. And then the fruit will prevent you from getting cramping and all of that. And then you get phasic insulin. In other words, you don't get desensitized with insulin, so you don't get insulin resistant. Because on a ketogenic diet, your insulin levels are always low. It can be a problem. Just looking at this structure real quick here. Aye. Aye. Let's see if I can get out for one tick. You know why? Because I don't have a bracket in. Man. Stupid. See, HC Meister says, I did carnivore and fruit for a month and it felt like crap. Yeah, we're all different, aren't we? That's the thing. Some people do carnivore and they really struggle. Some others are able to do bread and be really, hold on, happy about it. Their guts don't get affected. Some people eat bread and their guts just go bonkers. They get swelling, right? And it just turns into an ish show. I think it's really interesting. One thing I do know, right, is that going longer between meals is good. Not eating late at night is good. Right? So a little intermittent fasting. Let's say you stop your dinners at 6 p.m. Wake up, eat your breakfast at 8 or 9 a.m. So have 14 hours between a meal, right? Give your body time to digest and to empty, right? And to repair and do all the things it should be doing. So I know that's good. And I also know that all of the processed carbohydrate crap that all of these, you know, big corporations that want to provide us with the least nutritious, most addicting food possible, and food that can be stored for months or years on a grocery store shelf, right? So the overhead cost is cheap, nutrient density is really bad. I know all of that is not good, right? So fresh fruits, vegetables, meats, nuts, seeds, right? Fresh whole grains, blah blah blah. That's your bet. That's the better route to go. But in the United States, unfortunately, all the corn and sugar and all that garbage is paid for by our tax dollars, so it tends to be the cheap stuff. So it's a sad thing. The the food industry is in cahoots with the politicians, with the lawmakers, with the federal, the FDA, stuff like that. So it's a problem. It's a problem. Anyway, I love many screens and TPOs now winning 52-48, 64 votes. White meat. So here's a question for you guys that have paid attention with BBWC. I see people making this mistake with BBWC all the time. All the time, right? They see this and they see BBWC. I saw it, right? But it's first impulse and bounce away from it, right? Slow rollover. Now they see this and they say, BBWC. One of the rules of BBWC is impulse down. The BBWC is one of the consolidations that occurs before a big impulse down with the big breakout bar like that. And then when you come back up, you have a high probability of rejection. This is range bound price action. Where's the big impulse down? This? No. Absolutely not. So I'm just saying that this isn't BBWC because so many of you don't really pay attention when I stress there needs to be a bigger trend down. And then you ask the same questions over and over and over. And it's fine. I get it. For me, it's clear. Maybe I'm really bad at. But you guys, a lot of you guys ask the same questions about BBWC. I ran a Discord that no longer exists anymore for a year. You know why I came up with it? Because so many traders wanted some systematic thing to make money off of that we could share. BBWC works in every direction, Andre. Hey, Arnie. Nice to see you. Sad. Standard American diet. Yeah, I know. It is sad. It works in every direction. But the reason I came out with BBWC is so many people in the old Discord that no longer exists, they all wanted some mechanical thing to trade with me. They're always complaining about your methodology is too complicated, Mike. That's the truth. For the people that traded with me for a year, it was like, after a year of trading with you, Mike, you're still talking about new things every day. And I can't just put this in a neatly boxed little gift. I can't code it into my system. And actually, that was one of the problems for those people is you have to embrace that markets are complicated. You're like, no, keep it simple, stupid. It's only something's only simple if you study it really hard. And then, okay, let's use an example from school, right? You love human anatomy and physiology and medicine. And you go into the introductory classes to get into medical school. You take physiology, right? You take human anatomy, right? You take introductory human, whatever. You take some chemistry. But all the physiology and anatomy classes, for someone who hasn't taken the lower level classes, they go, oh, that is so complicated. There's so much information. This is ridiculous. I don't want to get in. I don't want to get into the medical field anymore because it's too complex. These classes are too hard, and I gotta get A's on all of this stuff, right? Any of you guys who have gone to college, you know the difference between like an A+ student and a C student. They in a lot of these colleges they design the curriculum so that a large majority of people can get C's, but A's really hard, right? You got to read the textbooks and really pay attention to the teachers. Teachers make it really hard to get A's, right? So they're kind of sifting for the medical field a little bit. Anyway, once you learn that stuff, you read the textbooks, you take the basic classes, you study really hard, you memorize what you need to memorize. The professor comes along to the studious student and says, keep it simple, stupid. And they all nod their head and go, I am overcomplicating it. But the person who walks in off the street goes, holy cow, all this methodology is way too complicated. Why? Because you're not putting in the work to memorize, study, and accept the fact that the human body, and studying about it, with all of its cellular structure and all of its antibodies and all of its, is really freaking complex. Like, really complex. For those of you who haven't studied human physiology, you don't know. Because you don't know what you don't know. It's the same thing with traders. Traders want to hear that it's stupid. Stupid. It's simple. They want to hear trading is easy, keep it simple. Why? Because that appeals to the greatest number of ignoramuses out there. But trading is not simple. It's simple for the professional that's been doing it 20 or 30 years and that follows 5 or 10 really important principles in their trading. They call that simple, but it takes them an hour to do a PowerPoint presentation on it. Why? Because they know it like the back of their hand. So it's simple for them based on studying hard. Okay? And then they have a gazillion different setups for different scenarios in the market. And most of you just want to come in on the heels of somebody like me and go, hey, give me your opening play setup every day. Like, my opening play setup? What are you talking about? Well, you say you trade the open well. Tell me how you do it. Ha! All right, well, there's gaps, there's balances, there's what's the prior structure of the market, what's the volume, what's the sentiment, what's the news event coming into the market for that. Like, that all, believe it or not, impacts how I'm going to trade every day. And you're like, that is way too complicated. Because guess what? You think trading is simple. And here's the thing with trading. You may keep it simple for a few weeks in a bull market or in a highly volatile market, and your simplistic approach works for a few weeks. And now you're biased because some furu on YouTube or Twitter or on the interwebs told you it's simple. Now you're biased. You're like, it is simple. Huh. Yeah, I remember the time I made money when it was simple. And now it's a month, 2 months later, 3 months later, 4 months later, and you're all losing money consistently. and you're like, I got to get back to what I was doing. But you don't even know enough to know that the market has changed in its dynamic, and you weren't studying hard enough to know what cell of the body or what market condition you're now looking at in the market. You don't know anything. All you know is bull market. BTFD. So if you get one thing from my channel, one thing at all, go be studious. Who was it? He's going to enjoy me probably saying his name because I remember his comment. Mr. Khalid Taliani says, Mike, I'm finally catching up on some of your live streams, and I'm going off memory. I'm not reading it. But if I've taken anything, if I'm going to take anything from what you've done, the most or the, what you've presented, it's to go back and read all the definitions in Sierra Chart that they post about all the tools that I'm using and really understanding. And now I'm able to use these tools and really understand essentially how to mix and match them. Same idea, same principle. Go get studious, go read. It's like, okay, I presented the other day just a short little section for somebody who was new to Orderflow trading, footprint trading. Those aren't the same thing. And he was asking about absorption. I can't remember his name, but he's asking about it. So I did a little quick 20-minute spiel, then I posted it on Twitter. Say, hey, for some of you new, this might be helpful, whatever. Might apply to some of you, right? And it wasn't a perfect presentation. I think I said some words upon reflection, but it was pretty darn close. I was trying to get him the basic idea. But as part of that, I had to give the definition of what is bid volume, what is ask volume. Now, if someone hears that explanation and doesn't take the time to memorize what bid volume is, when they hear that definition or hear that word and don't know the definition as part of a larger explanation, every time they hear that, they're going to be confused because they haven't spent time to memorize. So it's kind of like the body, right? You take anatomy. Well, you got to memorize all the bones. You got to memorize these nerves. You got to memorize all these basic cellular types, right? You got to memorize terms. You got to learn some Latin, blah, blah. Because when you get to medical school, if you forget all that ish, you're going to be so lost because you can't remember terms anymore. So it's like that with trading. You need to memorize some stuff, guys. You can't just hear explanations every day. And you're like, I'm not the kind of person that likes to spend time memorizing stuff. Anything that's complicated requires, if you want to be a pharmacist, right? There's so much memorization involved with the drugs, the pharmaceuticals. And then there's all the explanations and the deep understanding, right? The interrelationships of medications and how it affects patients, that are experiencing different conditions, right? And you have to work in concert with the doctor to try and keep that person safe to the doctor who maybe forgot that this patient has this condition and I'm looking out for this person. Maybe, hey doctor, call them up. Maybe they shouldn't be mixing this medication in this one. Doctor's like, oh crap. Well, that doctor forgot. They forgot about their course that they took on, or multiple courses, right? They forgot a definition. So same thing with trading. You got to learn some basic definitions. Otherwise, everything I'm saying, a lot of it is just going to go way over your heads. You're going to be like, you're not even going to know that what I'm telling you is a little deeper than what it maybe sounds like when you first hear it. Because you don't know the definition of something. Anyway, I'm pleading with you guys for your own sake to put work in. Put work in. Road to Wall Street. Didn't you have a question for me? Can trade cooking skills against trading skills, sir, if you want, said Road to Wall Street. Oh, man. You know, my our our ribeye was delicious yesterday. Thank you very much. But always down to talk cooking, definitely. um, need more water. Road to Wall Street. Okay, so what would I'm just gonna hypothesize here a little bit. Road to Wall Street. What if you put VWAP on a volume-based chart, such as the one we have here? Let's do it. So what if we do volume 1 0 0 0 0 0 V? Oh, I don't know that I hit the right number of zeros. Sorry. Let me do it again. All right. 1 V. Enter. All right. This is now a 1,000. Let's see. I think it's a 100,000 volume because that's what you said in the chat, right? 100,000 volume contracts traded. So 100,000 volume equals 100,000 contracts. That's what, right? Volume is not ticks or trades, it's number of contracts. Could you add VWAP to this 100,000 volume chart and know, and then have the VWAP look back at, let's see, V, volume weighted average price. All right. Yeah, I know about Anchor VWAP, Pierrick. Thinking of it from a different perspective. He wants it automatically looking back at the last, say, 100,000 bars or 100,000 contracts. Just looking. Input data based on what? Volume? The issue is you need to use time with this one, but yes, but yeah, maybe Anchor VWAP on the chart you just made should work, no? Yeah, it would. But what I'm getting at is if you could figure it out using VWAP on this chart, then you can make a hidden chart and reference the hidden chart on a chart that say is 200 volume and then overlay the VWAP onto your chart and then you're done. So anyway, there's some ideas for you, my friend. You aren't paying me to do this for you, so I'm not going to do it. You're like, what? You're not paying me? Yeah, well, guess what? I'd rather talk about the market. Yeah, man. Great. Great. You can always, I don't know if I really know myself. You know what? I'll bet you if you subscribe to Ticino Trader and you put that request in, he'll probably build you a chart. And it's like, what, €4? He might be able to do something like that for you. I have no guarantee. There's no guarantee, but it's still worth the €4 to go subscribe to his service. But he knows Sierra Chart probably a million times better, realistically, than I do. I'm not the greatest with Sierra Chart. You're welcome. Yeah, Praiser Guy says, I think the idea of having a successful trader lifestyle is what attracts most who start. The market chews them up and spits them out. Well, you know what all the gurus are doing, right? They're posting fake pictures from boats with their large screens, right? They're sitting in their jacuzzi looking at a yacht. I'm trading from the Caribbean, where you really don't have a signal, probably. Oh, I'm trading from satellite, MFer. Sure you are. Oh yeah, I just spit my 100 contracts. Caught the top, sold, covered the bottom. Yeah, I'm sure, right? But this is the idea, right? Someone posts a trade that's a once in a million trade, and it's legit, and everyone thinks that that's the norm because it gets retweeted or reposted. Because it is. It's the cool. It gets repeated, retweeted, and reposted. Such an old hat. I should repeat myself all the time. But it's reposted and retweeted because it's so unique. But it's reposted and retweeted like it's the norm or attainable, right? It's like winning the lottery. We all were like, I know somebody who won the lottery. Oh, son of a gun. So if only I could do that. Well, you know what they do in trading? They convince you you can. You, you uneducated trader can win the lottery if you just keep it simple, stupid. But first, buy my product for $299.99 special if you use this code. Yay! Well, you don't know any better. You don't realize that the market is like human physiology. Ticino, yeah, that's it. CFD, yeah, right. Forex. How I win. Oh gosh. What keeps coming up on my YouTube stream? It's something like it's the same person and I never click it. I'm like, why is the YouTube algorithm keep suggesting this same stupid trading video? And it's something like how I make $1,000 a day using this 98% win rate system, guaranteed to make you profits. It comes up like every at least every few days. I see the same. I've never clicked it. The YouTube. It's because they get a lot of hits. The YouTube algorithm is like, hey, people who watch all the videos you watch also like to watch this. Does that tell me immediately about everybody and what they like to watch? Yeah, it does. Because people who watch the same stuff that I watch also watch this stuff. You know what's cool about YouTube? YouTube gives me statistics on all the crap that you guys watch. So, not individually, but it tells me about my user base. It says your user base also searches the most common term today from your user base is how to clean dirty socks. I kid you not. What? Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. Some of the terms are hilarious. All right, we got balance here. Potentially, um, we had DH pattern failure. It's turning into something else. Balance might take us to 4,094. Let's see. Yeah. Sec Gregor, the best trader in the world. I don't know who that is. Sorry. Oh my. What time is it? 12:08, ladies and gentlemen. It's more like, unfortunately, in this channel, it's not ladies and gentlemen, it's lady and gentlemen. not a whole lot of women who who are in the chat that I know of. And YouTube tracks that. Once in a while I look at, like, am I attracting a bunch of 18-year-olds or 25-year-olds? What's the most common age on my channel? I'm a data geek to some extent. I'm a trader, so you got to be. And it's like females for the week 0. Like, I'm not a sexist. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I do not search how to clean socks, Jonathan. uh, Hari Natarajan says women are better traders. I don't know about the stats. Maybe they are, right? Um, Maybe there's less of them, and the ones that are trading are more profitable. Wouldn't be surprised, but my wife would be a better trader than me because she's a rule follower, and I've mentioned this in past live streams. She's just so stinking disciplined. She would just be like, "Yeah, I don't really care about how I feel. I'm just gonna trade my edge." And you're like, "Mike, don't you do that? Shame on you." I try. I try. But I have my days. I'm saying I'm the emotional baby, and she's the adult. Now, she's more introverted than I am. I'm willing to talk about my feelings. My wife is not, even if she knows you well. It's just how she is. It's how she's built. Look at this market go. There's that 20 lot. He wants out at 12. Is he going to get it? I think so. All right, let's see if that 20 lot comes off the board. Yep, he did. You see it? Oh, no, they went up and hit it all. Oh, how interesting. How interesting is that? Looking at the MBO up here. Another 74.50 and 11. Liquidity now lining up. Some of it filled. They want it. They're going to go punish them. Liquidity all above. Let's see. You're like, but big trader. No. No, 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 no. It's not how it works. They go punish them short term, typically. Boom! Straight up. These are auctions that are incomplete up here, guys. Right at 15 and 17. You're like, what? Incomplete auctions. Well, incomplete auctions become targets in the direction that you're trading short term. That's it. You don't, as soon as you see an incomplete auction, go, I'm going long here. No. As you're moving in that direction, they become targets. That's it. And all the dummies that go big lots, come on, they're the less sophisticated players typically. Let's be real. Institutions are hitting you with onesie twosies 100 times in a millisecond. That's what they're doing. And they're all co-located using the market segment gateway for the CME, paying $50,000 a month for their data feed with seats, and they're all paying 10 cents per trade, and they're just gonna punish you. And they got 40,000 contracts to scalp around. Unlimited margin. It's not really unlimited. It's just they're gonna go punish the obvious dunces. That's what they do. Come on. The dunces might be right eventually, but maybe they'll stop out first. It's just how it is, dudes and dudettes. Hey, I have 49 viewers with 49 likes on the channel from my perspective. Thank you. If you're here for the first time, you haven't liked the video, I would appreciate if you do very much. If you're like, this guy's a piece of whatever, and you want to dislike it, that's okay too. It's kind of democratic when it comes to liking or disliking. But the more you guys like, the more I talk. So, anyway, I appreciate it. Andre says, anytime Andre talks, hey, Dirk! Damn it, can you see my age? I don't know, Dirk. Depends on if you're that one person between the ages of X and Y. It's a low percentage of really, really old people. So maybe? Thanks for making me laugh, Dirk. I appreciate it. Dirk is a 26-year-old stud weightlifter from Sweden. No, Switzerland. Sorry. I'm just kidding. So old, Dirk. Andre Dennis says, your wife should join our therapy group. You know, she should join a therapy group for wives of traders. Because how many of us are impulsive and spend way too much time sneaking into our offices to like go try the latest thing? I get a lot of people like, hey, go check this out. Like, they send me a toss study and I'm like, so cool. Can you show me a screenshot? They're like, yeah. Here's a screenshot. Hey, but now go load the study in your. I'm like, oh man, I don't have time right now, but you know I do it at night. I'm like, go load it into TOS at night. Spend like 30 minutes looking at this study that somebody else suggests, and I'm like, I think that looks pretty cool. Let me. Do I really want to overcomplicate my trading and distract myself when I'm already doing fine? That's where if you're doing okay and someone comes along and is like, try the latest and greatest thing, that's where you need to remember KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. If you've got something that's working, don't trip yourself up. I'm watching these bubbles form right now and size come into the market. 120 lots up here at 1775. We could see it on the book map up here as well. Bing. And they're filling everything below, right? So we see these are 200 volume bars. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. There's 1,000 lots being absorbed potentially for the 100 lots that's sitting, 120 lots sitting on the book here. See how that works? Retail Street worried about 120 lots. Meanwhile, these bars, they're 200 contracts per bar. If they're passively absorbing, still making, well, maybe not here, but still making higher lows, and there's this liquidity sitting up here, they may have put the sell order up here knowing that we're at top of range, but they're willing to buy passively against you. They just leave that order there. Once they start buying back up in the direction of the order and get you all out of position, they're going to leave their order there, and you're all going to cover into their order. They're going to be long from down here. Oh, it's gone. Don't spoof. Oh, now it's lower. There you go. 124 lots. We track you. MBO, we track you. We sit here and theorize as to what you're doing. You're the puppeteer controlling the market. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. It's fun to, this is what we do as traders, right? We theorize all day long about why the market moves the way it does. And hopefully we have edge, meaning we make more money than we lose. Some of us do it repeatedly using weird methods like this. This is not all I do. I play a lot of mainly all technicals, guys. But I do like to let the imagination go wild sometimes. Still higher lows on the 5 minute. Still higher lows. Oh, someone filled low. Chase, 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 chase. Maybe dump money. I want to sell it. I really want to be short. Okay, there you go. Start here, move it here, bring it down on the book, they go buy it. Are you dumb money? Meanwhile, in the 5 minutes, still just making higher lows. Still made a higher high. Rotate back up. They got value. Bing! Al goes on. We'll see. Who knows? 12:20. Power hour. We've got another 11 minutes until M period. Make your money fast. See, I spin it positively. It could be, make your money fast because, or try not to lose your money fast. It's M for make your money fast. In other words, M period tends to get a little volatile. Big players start stepping in. Markets tend to reverse or continue, but they do it ferociously on volume. And you little trader who have been, and me, who have been sitting here postulating which way the market's going to go all day long. We're either right or we're wrong, or it goes sideways. But a lot of times, last 30 minutes, it does something. Finally, the little boy with the sticks that's poking the market, saying, do something, gets his wish. But so many of us have no edge in that last 30 minutes because why? Our overlords at JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and Deutsche Bank and Credit Suisse, they simply hit the buy button. And all your TA goes out the window and the markets go bing straight up. They're like, MOC, Mr. Top Step. I have my theory about what the MOC means today. Meanwhile, somebody on the desk at JP Morgan is like, ha! He reads it for a second and just says, humor. He has no idea. Mr. BS just called and said, get me 10,000 contracts long on the E-mini. He goes, bing! They turn it on, it goes, and then we're all going, look at all those zero prints. Let me short it. Our technicals, as JP Morgan's buying straight up. Our technicals are like, zero prints, gotta come back and fill them. Because my furu told me about zero prints and they fill. I'm now in a short because of zero prints. Really? That's it? No prior structure to play against? Nothing. Just zero prints. Oh, there's an incomplete auction up here. There's a quote-unquote poor high or poor low. Do you recognize, great MFer? Do you recognize buying when you see it? Do you see the tape? JP Morgan's buying. Someone's buying. Well, I'm going to fade it. It's gone up too fast. Way too fast. It's away from the moving average. Way too fast. Mean reversion, scalp. Meanwhile, it goes further. Oh, I'll add to my short. Now you're in a double the size you want to be short, and it's rocketing away from you. Oh, well. Tighten up my stop here. You're sweating. I'm having a bad day. Oh, crap. Oh, the freaking 5 hours of trading I spent all morning. TYP gave me some good setups on YouTube. I took them. I made some money. I never donated in the chat. Oh, look at me shamelessly plugging it. And now, here I am, trading the close on size, and I'm pissing away all my profits because I now traded size near the close. Yep. I know who you are. It's maybe half of you. Maybe it's 95%. You know what they say about day traders? 5% make money. The rest of you all just suffer the same character flaws as every other trader out there. Oh, why can it seem so relevant, the story I'm telling you? Because I've been there. I've done that. I have made those mistakes, dearest ones. Believe you me, I have been there. Look at these contracts here. 10, 90, 45, 94, 36. You're like, oh, he's got to be right. No, they don't. Maybe just taking profit on new highs. Look, out of the range, taking profit on new highs. Might be the smart one, finally. Might finally have a smart one taking a scalp short here. With, 150 contracts going. All these people suffering here from this range, they're going to start taking profit if we stop buying. Price collapses. See, they reloaded it? Look, 50, 53, 66, 36. Filled again. 77, 56, 63, 36. Reload. You're like, iceberg, what? Check it out. Bink! They just hit all the bids. New highs. What? Who's relating into new highs? Who's buying new highs? Oh, you dearest ones are all buying new highs because that's how you're taught by your beloved Furu. Buy new highs. Trend up. Technically trend up by a few ticks. Buy new highs. Okay, go buy. That's where they're selling. See how this works? Trap traders. Oh, reload! 13, 72, 52, 10, 10, 64, 67. Boom! Iceberg up at the top. 40, 45, 70, 57. You see the icebergs, the way that they are reloading? This is multiple sets of icebergs, guys. How do you know that? What? I can't get anywhere on my long. I keep buying. Oh, it's got to go. We have a big bull candle. It's a dildo bar. I got to buy that. Al Brooks, my price action Furu, says, dildo bar. Got to buy it. All right. Yep. Where are you going to put your stop? Down here? Where are you going to take profit? Here? You're going to have your 90% win rate with 0.5 Rs. Go for it. This is the way. Those of you who've been watching me for a month here, you know that I love to make fun of all these people that do this. Oh, they finally broke it. Sellers are done. Are there more buyers? Look. They're supporting it on the bid. Oh, 125 lots. Everyone go long. Everyone go long. Stops. Go long. Pile into it. Did you already pile in right at the breakout point? That's my question. Dirk says, Jesus, I got confused. Shall we go long or short now? I'm not doing anything, Dirk. Last 30 minutes. Can I just comment about the market and what I think in real time? Being a little facetious. If you're all paying me $10 and I make a bunch of money, I'll give you signals. Did you know that? I will give you short-term signals and say I would go short here with a stop over the highs. But you're not, are you? So why shouldn't I do anything but enjoy myself here? And at the same time, share a little bit of knowledge, drop some knowledge, attract some of you traders to me that we can benefit each other. I am dropping real knowledge, but, I'm not going to sit here and give you guys signals. Are you kidding me? You do get some signals, but some of you you won't trade with me anyway. But there's enough of that. Come on, let's be real. Let's be real here. Say it over and over and over again. There's nobody is paying anybody for anything here. Do you want the $10 though? Forex Moneta says, my kid would love $10, Forex. Maka says, I would pay $10 for signals. Where do I sign up? It'd be more than $10, Maka. Here's the problem with this signal stuff, guys. In all seriousness, as soon as people start paying, you got to deal with all their ish. And when I mean ish, it's SHIT. You got to deal with it because they feel entitled. Road to Wall Street says $10. I resale for 10x. That's right. Oh gosh. You guys don't even know the things I want to talk about right now. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, oh. You guys think I can't talk a lot of ish? I can. I'm a little bit of an ish talker. I was that way when I played basketball. With anybody who started talking, it was on. Otherwise, if you're civilized with me, I'll be civilized. If you get uncivilized and turn into a monkey, I'll throw you under the bus and hire 3 or 4 bus drivers to take night shift and swing shift and graveyard to run over your ass. Oh, and I'll enjoy it. Oh gosh, this sounds so bad. Anyway, enough of this. I'm gonna get banned on YouTube for hate speech or something. Oh, I can be very mean. Um, enjoyed this greatly. Okay, let's look at what's happening here. They bought against somebody here, and it's holding up, right? And then we have all this LVN up here. Let's go look at the structure here. So you notice whoever's selling here it's a BBWC, right? From way earlier, by the way, right? So that's what that is. So we are likely to get a flush here. Real talk, we're likely to get a flush, but through here into this zone. So I think we're gonna flush, and I think we're gonna go back up. That's what I think. How far we go, I don't know, but we have stops right here on this ledge here, right there. So we're also likely to go into this LVN and test it. We're too close for someone with deep pockets not to explore this to see if they can get higher. If you're a bull, it's worth it for you to buy against this buyer and try to explore this. Just saying. The problem, so here's what we have going on. All right, we have this incompleted auction right here where they were aggressively buying. So that'll hold some stops short term if my theory is correct. There's a little volume node here. There was someone who bought here short term. I would probably enter long here, targeting somewhere in here with a stop. I'd go small enough to get here. Look at me. I'm willing to give some signals. You know, I like having an opinion. Stop here, long where I just said, targeting this area. It's one R. Also, same stop, enter below against this node here, if we could have got it. Getting out at, I don't know, just into the LVN up here. Okay, so you guys know I'm not some BS artist giving you, like Dirk says, do I go long or short? Oh, Dirk, you make me laugh, my friend. Thank you. Anyway, they haven't explored it yet fully, right? They're just above, oops, just above this zone, right? Just a little bit. Haven't explored it yet. If you're a bull, you want to explore more. Why? There's been a lot of shortstops up there. So this market could, based off of all this volume down here, could propel higher. Volume point of control is 2275. So volume point of control is right here in this bar right here. So if you go higher, the further you move away from volume point of control and rotate above point of control, the shorts are on the ropes. So if you're a long, why wouldn't you spend money to get it higher and then for momentum and short covering to finally take its toll and the market to rip all the way back up to the open? Why wouldn't you spend that money? Like if you're a betting or a gambling trader and you don't know exactly, you have some good game theory on your side here for upside. So anyway, that's my opinion and I'm sticking to it. I've publicly stated what I think. Control Z is reverse. Oh jeez. Ba 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 ba. All right. So there you go. Pierrick says, as for me, I will tell you afterwards if I went long or short. Good man, Pierrick. You are learning the way. This is the way. Rayner's POC is based on overnight as well. So my POC is based on RTH. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I had a conversation with somebody about 4160 and that ice setting up at the close yesterday. I hammered on that ice when I got off the stream. And I gave you guys enough time on Twitter to go hammer it with me if you wanted to. By the way, I said, body slam, incoming 4160. I got paid. I was hitting 4160 with everybody else. Why? Oh, storming the castle. And you've told me where all your ammo is. Right at the close. It's just a whole thing. It was like so obvious somebody was going to be wrong short term. And most of the people wrong short term are all of you getting caught up with the iceberg. I want to buy with an iceberg player because I have the tools to see it now that I have Sierra chart and bid and ask volume. And this guy TYP shows us his footprint. So you think it's all about the iceberg. Buy with the iceberg. It's keep it simple, stupid, right? Buy with the iceberg. Sell with the iceberg. Follow the iceberg. The iceberg can sink the ship. Different icebergs at different times, my friends. If someone's icing up 20,000 contracts, do you think they're going to be worried about the pullback the next day for 25, 30 points? Let me ask you that. You think they're worried? Maybe. Likely they are not. When the market gets back above 4160, they're just going to step on it. Max pain. But short term, yeah. Icebergs are overused. All these indicators, they're all overused. And all the retail scum. All the retail scum wants to play with the iceberg players. That's the keep it simple, stupid method. No context. No understanding of where you are in the trend. What time of day. Who's willing to go fill that 8,000 lots in 1 minute? We are, when I say we, the wolves. The wolves are. Not saying I'm a big player. I'm saying I don't think like the rest of you. Think differently. Anyway, icebergs overused. Everyone blindly wants to buy with the passives, sell with the passives. I don't think you understand the game that's being played. Stick around. We'll learn it together eventually. We will. I promise you. And then when when it all changes very subtly over the coming months, you just need to keep up. Think for yourself. So teaching you how to swim a little bit. Now, use that knowledge of how to swim and how to think about markets to simply observe the way markets the way they should be, which is who's trapped? Who is trapped and who is doing the trapping? And which direction is has the most probability of price moving in that direction? Which direction is most probable? That's it. That's trading. Trading is not I know the future. Trading is my probability of the future being this is better than, from experience, from what I've observed, from what I can rationalize, from what I've back tested, from what I've traded over hundreds and thousands of times, the probability of moving this direction and hitting my profit target before price moves back to my stop and makes me a loser is higher right now in real time because of order flow, because of price action, because of your footprint, right? Because of action on your DOM, all of these things, because of your quote-unquote levels, your BBWCs, your bull flags, your bear flags, your inverted head and shoulders, your initiative, your passives, your absorption, blah, blah, blah. There's a greater probability that price will move there now. And that's all it is. Rinse and repeat. You know what? If you have a successful trader that only shares some, so like let's say you legitimately have right next to you on the internet in the virtual room a successful trader that takes 20 setups a day, but yet that trader only shares 2 or 3 of the really good ones, but overall that trader has a good win rate. But you're allowing them to filter only the quote-unquote best trades. I would tell that person, please share every single trade you take. Every single one. All of them. And the reason for that is so that you could learn. You could learn from their losses. You could learn from their wins. And then you can have a higher number of trades, more data to parse your success against. $41.59. Yeah, I mean, there was a massive iceberg up at $41.60 at the close yesterday on the bid side. And then they hit 55 again. And then they hit, was it 53 maybe? And it was an active player because price moved below and then above. And then when it came back to it, the iceberg turned on. So those are little subtleties that allow you to understand that it's not just some iceberg turning on at a level buying, right? There's a little bit of short-term trading going on with these icebergs. And if there's a little bit of short-term trading, then they're positioning short-term. If they're positioning short-term, then people like me who game theory the heck out of that will try to punish those people short-term. Or maybe not me, right? Large players, but that's how I think. I try to think with them. They will try to punish those short-term position players. And all of you that probably saw the obvious 4,000 lot iceberg or 5,000 lot and got involved with that on the long side thinking I'm buying with this passive because price is going to rip back up to 41.60. But again, they made too obvious a mistake. It's like they're a castle and they just said, we only have 500 rounds of ammo. Ha ha ha, come get me. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to make you use all 500 rounds. And then I'm going to send my Navy SEALs in over the side because you only have 2 people. And it ain't going to matter that, they're climbing this wall. You can't quickly enough man everything. So we're going to shoot you down. So knowledge is power in this game, which is why every time a hedge fund, it's known what their position is, the market goes after it. Right? Oh, this, Marvin Capital is short GameStop. Ha ha. Well, you think that was Reddit going after GameStop? No. No, dear friends, those were big traders going after Marvin. It's not all these the masses. Sure, they contributed. They piggyback, but they're buying $400 GameStop, right? The masses are buying $350 GameStop, $250. It's traders who are buying the breakout and initiating those moves and then supporting and then buying puts. While all of you buy calls because what? Moon, baby, moon! Anyway. Oh. Hmm. Just reading the chat. Hmm. This is about the area to potentially get long for a scalp. Just underneath here. Maybe. Maybe, baby. Give it a shot. We lose 5 points off of our 321. It's okay. Go in a little more. Now we lose 10 points. It's okay. A little more. I appreciate that. Comma, Andre. Exclamation point. I hope you had a great trading day. Cheers, comma, Mike. Okay, back to the screens. Mm, mm, mm. We have 245 lots on the ask here, moving down. They got filled. 171. Yep, right there. Chased a bit. Right there. Oh, it is murder algo time. Son of a gun. F it. Thank you for that, Giacomo. I don't like to be part of that murder algo. A loser. Aaron K 450. Yeah, buddy. Nice trade. Glad to hear it. Chirp tone. I am obviously very happy to hear that. Okay, 17 seconds away from rebalancing algo. 10 seconds. Way to get out, Rainer. Nice trading. Boom. Ba-da-da. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Mm. I was hoping for a little trend, little trending down, but I guess it's not to be, huh? Oh, I'm at the whim of the J.P. Morgan overlords here, huh? You jerks. All right. Nice one, Rainer. As the announcer would say on NBA Jam, boom shakalakala. Oh, jeez. You know that oh geez is a market failing to really follow through right now is a market that wants to go take my stops at the top of this wick. It is what I think. And I think it's going to go above it. So, whatever. Maybe I should have reversed so quickly at that point, huh? Yeah, maybe. Hmm. I'm going to trade my account. All right. Have a good one, guys.